Hello, I'm Stephen from Generis Software, and this video is a reasonably detailed but at the same time high level view of how we use GenerisHQ to design and deploy a highly specialized information system or database. We'll show you how the business domain experts can use the GenerisHQ design tool. The domain expert will require no database skills and no knowledge of how a database works. The domain expert will encapsulate the business process using the language of the business. It will be added to the design tool, and from there we're going to build a high quality information system, a very high quality database, and we're not going to use any code. Finally, we're going to take the language that the domain expert used to develop particular business processes, and we're going to design and populate the reporting database. Again, we're not going to use any code. So let's get started. We're going to start with the design tool, and I'm going to play the role of a business domain expert, and I am highly expert in one business domain, and that is software development. So let's create a tool for software development. I've opened the Template Explorer, and pretty much every business information system has a core set of data that is required. Information about people, organizations, the relationship between a person and an organization, and some addressing, email addresses, phone numbers, etc. When we develop software, we make phone calls, send and receive emails. If we're sending emails, we're going to need to set up a mail server and an email account. We're going to have meetings and record time. We'll have projects, and against those projects we'll assign some tasks. We're not going to need to import any data, but we will need to attach files, and we're going to create documents inside the database. And so now we'll accept all these templates and open the design tool. So now in the design tool we have a form for managing the information around an organization, and also a form for person, different types of addresses, email messages, communication, phone calls, etc., and task. Now this is a generic task form, and we want to specialize it so that it can be used for specific software tasks. And so with the magic of computers, I'm going to do this at a very high speed. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the generic task form and I've made it specific to software tasks by adding a number of fields. I've added subtasks, so one task can have many other tasks. I've added timesheets, and I can attach files. At the same time, I went and did some other work. I can now add bugs. I can manage features, and I have a software project in here somewhere. There we are. So a project which can have file attachments. It assembles all the time logs and the activities that happen within a project. So to summarize, as a business domain expert, I've built a information system. I've had no exposure to the database. That's the single biggest point of difference between our system and other design tools. The database has already been created, and as a business domain expert, I need to know nothing about the database. All I need to do is understand my business process. The next step is to deploy the instructions in this design tool to the database, and we do that by clicking Deploy Solution. So we've deployed the instructions that I wrote as a domain expert to the application, and we've automatically generated the code to create the user interface, and now we have a fully functioning, high quality information system that has been specialized to my exact needs to run software development projects. So here we have a task that has been assigned to a person and assigned to a project and a sprint, and if we click on the person that has been assigned it, we can see all their activities, this person's activities. We can filter by and see which activities or what tasks this person has been assigned and what needs to happen, etc. And in the background we added a CRM component, and we have all our tasks, our project, our sprint, which by the way we can also get to from here. So here we have a sprint, which is a short body of work, and all the tasks that are going to happen in that sprint. The real advantage of what we have done is we have designed an information system that has great data integrity. It manages the data correctly. The fact that we can do this without having to write any code is really a side product of an information system that has been designed properly. So the old maxim of the better the information design, the less work you have to do at the user interface end, and we've taken that to its logical conclusion by eliminating almost any need to write code. The final step in this process is the ability to design reports. There's no point having great quality data with excellent integrity without the ability to get high quality reports out of the system. You'll remember we started back at the design tool, we were creating forms for our business processes. Well, that's at least what the domain experts think they're doing, but what they're really doing is using the form, because this is how domain experts think. They use the form to design their business processes, but what they're really doing is encapsulating the business process, encapsulating the business language. So when somebody adds a control onto the form surface, they're creating business process. When they create a relationship between the assigned to person for a task and match that to person, they're building the relationships of the business process. And we take this information, this language, and we use it to do this. So this here is a SQL Server database, and what we have done is we've taken that language that the domain expert used, and we have built the reporting database, and we've populated all the data into the reporting database without writing a single line of code. So here we have the feature table, the bug table, and the task table, and it's entirely based on the same language that the domain expert used. Now this is really, really important. The number one requirement from a reporting database is that business users understand what the tables and columns mean. Otherwise it's useless to them. So here's all the language that we used when we built the task form. And if we open that table, it's all nicely, this is a little bit technical, but it's all nicely flattened out with all the information around the task, who it was assigned to, which sprint it belonged to, etc., etc. So now this brings us to the reporting tool. For reporting, there's no point recreating the wheel, and so we use Microsoft Report Builder. It's a free tool and it can sit on the Business Domain Expert's desktop. And with the magic of setting the clip speed at 800% on the video, we now have a report. This completes the cycle, starting with the design phase through to the application to the reporting database with the language based on the business process to the reports. The final step, which gives users the information that they require, which gives them the capacity to act. Thank you.